Hi, my name's Aaron from Superior Singing Method, and this is How to Sing Better for Beginners. All right, how to sing better for beginners. Now, I recently did a video that I posted called Can Anyone Learn to Sing? I would recommend taking a look at that because people are really asking. I'm just guessing that you're in the beginning stages if you're looking at a video that says How to Sing Better for Beginners, right? I think that one's important because when people are looking at videos for beginners, they're usually asking themselves, can anyone learn to sing? AKA, can I learn to sing, right? Is it possible for me? So I'd say definitely check out the video. So I want to talk about what's a good thing to talk about for beginner singers. And I think back to when I was beginning to sing, what I was concerned about, and that was like I didn't want my voice to crack or break when I sing because that's super embarrassing. And that's not very good singing, right? It not only can be embarrassing, but that's like it's not on pitch, right? So singing well is like singing on pitch and not cracking, and basically anything that's going to distract from the voice sounding good, right? So, and I had when I just had a memory of when I was growing up. I was actually part of this choral group when I was in high school. And I had a really massively embarrassing situation where my voice cracked massively. I talk about that in my Superior Singing Method course. I won't go into it now, but just so you know, I had very sordid, is that the right word? A very sordid beginning with my singing that was very challenging, and I wasn't a great singer out of the gate. It took me a while to learn how to sing, and that's why I created the system I created, because I wanted how could people learn this easier and shorter than all that it took me? So I created my Superior Singing Method program. Anyway, so what happened to me that time, which applies to what we're talking about, was that I was trying to hit this really high note, to sing this really high note that wasn't quite yet in my range. And I just thought, oh, if I just put more air to sing that high note, then I'll be able to sing that note, because more air means more volume and hit the higher, it's logical. A lot of my students think that, but that's not how it works, because when you're singing, it's actually what's creating this sound right now as I'm talking is the vocal cords. There's a vibration between these vocal cords. And when I put a bunch of air through the vocal cords, that actually blows them apart. And it's the vibration of them together that is actually creating that sound. And even if you're a beginner singer, it's okay if you don't need to know all these concepts. I just think it's important to have an idea of why things are working, and then we're just going to simply talk about what to do about it, right? So we want to keep those chords together and not blown apart, right? That kind of thing is not what we want. So how do we do that? Part of the way we do that is because what you really want, right? You don't want all those cracks and breaks. What you really want is a perfectly blended voice from the very bottom of your register to the very top of your register, right? But there's in between what's called your chest voice and your head voice. You don't need to get caught up in the technicals right now, but there are some transitions between your different registers, So what you want is like, ooh, that nice smooth blend without the choppiness in the middle, right? So one of the exercises that's really helpful for this, that helps remember I'm talking about that chord closure, you want to keep that chord closure, is an exercise called nays, right? Nay. It's like this real nasally, nay, bratty kind of sound, because what we want to do is we don't want to sing like that, right? Nobody wants to sing or hear that. It's like, whoa, that's jarring. But what happens is when we do this exercise, and we'll do it together in a minute, when we do this exercise, it allows us to vocalize the different whatever. It helps us to vocalize that while helping keep, it's like training wheels for those vocal cords. It helps keep them together. And then what ends up happening, again, you're not going to sing like this, like the exercise is going to be. It creates muscle memory to where your chords know how to stay together when you're just singing regular songs, because we're creating that muscle memory of like, hey, here's how to keep these chords together. Okay, so let's do this together. These are, it's nay, nay, but whiny, bratty. Nay, 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 nay. Now doing these is obnoxious. And you may have even heard me do this exercise. If you follow my channel for a long time, I've probably even taught this exercise before, but I think it's wise and fearless to say the same ones over and over again, because generally speaking, it's not more information and more exercises we need. It's a repeat of a lot of the basics. And of course, in my Superior Singing Method program, I've got a zillion different exercises for you. But I teach a lot of the basics here, because once we get the basics down, I actually was just listening to a tape the other day. It was talking about the most successful people are the ones in sports and in business and music and in acting. The most successful people are usually the ones that have mastered the basics. So it's not about all the advanced stuff necessarily. It's just once they master the basics and kind of build that up. So that's what I'm really wanting for you. So that we'll keep that chord closure while you're doing the exercise. It'll build that muscle memory for you. So even if you, as a beginner, even if you did this exercise 2 minutes a day for about let's just say 3 weeks, you would already start noticing a difference in your voice and in your singing voice. You'd start noticing a little more smooth, and you'll notice that you'll sing on key. And I encourage you to do it. It's going to take more than that to be a great singer, if that's what you want. And again, I've got my Superior Singing Method program. If you click the link below, I've got how to find out what your #1 singing killer is. I'll talk more about that in a minute. There's a lot of different things that we can do, but let's just keep it simple for now. Let's just do this one exercise for 1 minute, 2 minutes a day for the next few days, and just be like, oh, this is actually starting to work. And then that'll give you the motivation and the encouragement of like, oh yeah, maybe I can do this. And then we can talk about what to do next. My Superior Singing Method, I tell you exactly what to do and when to do it. It's a full course, and it's all video and all that stuff, and we'll get there. But first, I would click the link below and take my #1 singing killer quiz, because over the years I've discovered that students, they have like one singing killer that's kind of blocking them and creating like a bottleneck for them. And if they could figure out what that is, because there's a bunch of different ones, if they could figure out what theirs is and correct it, then it opens up that bottleneck and begins to skyrocket their singing voice. So what I'll do is, if you click the link below, you take the quiz, find out what your #1 singing killer is, and then whatever yours is, I'm going to send you a video about your specific singing killer that's going to help you open it up and get rid of that forever. So if you click the link below, you can find that. But yeah, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Doing more and more of these videos. Been doing them for a very long time, but I'm going to be doing more upcoming. So if you want to be notified, hit that notification bell, and hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.